What is unconscious bias? Think social stereotypes that influence thoughts, feelings, choices, and behavior. That is, automatic, unconscious shortcuts that can lead to gender, racial, ethnic, even sexual orientation being an unfortunate factor in corporate decision making and behavior. They are just one of many cognitive biases that we humans can carry. Unconscious bias training exposes these unconscious automatic patterns of thinking, the effects, and seeks to eliminate their impact on personnel practices. Such efforts are often compulsory and are typically part of a suite of compliance training modules. Such compliance training simply offers exposure and doesn't guarantee the kind of self-awareness that leads to long or even short-term reliable behavior changes. In fact, senior leaders feel unconscious biases are so ingrained they codify and police their company's personnel decisions to ensure company-wide compliance, which is of course a good thing. Compliance training doesn't lead to culture change. In other words, exposing employees to their automatic and unconscious cognitive biases has little long-term sustainable impact on work attitudes, behaviors, or culture, which is unfortunate because a positive culture and employee work attitudes are linked to financial gains, while feelings of unfair treatment and hostile work environments can sap employees' willingness to work. Few useful skills are taught regularly in companies that can blunt the daily toll of unconscious bias on employees' work attitudes and company culture. You see, good intentions don't get it done. In this game, the only thing that matters is the impact you have on others, not what you intended to happen. Being self-aware, that is, knowing who you are, is critical. Even well-intentioned individuals, once aware of their unconscious biases, can have a difficult time controlling their thoughts, impulses, feelings, choices, behaviors, and the impact they can have on others, especially on those who might be of a different race, gender, ethnicity, or orientation. Self-regulatory skills, hopefully habits, are a must to blunt the effects of known, albeit at times unconscious, unhelpful, natural behavioral tendencies and cognitive bias. How you wake up each day isn't as important as having the awareness and skills to moderate your natural tendencies, biases, and emotions. Raising your emotional intelligence in very specific ways will help blunt the unhelpful effects of your unconscious biases and comfort zones on those who might be of a different race, gender, ethnicity, or orientation. A simpler way to say this: do I have the necessary skills to complement my natural character traits, tendencies, and emotions? That is, am I aware enough to change my behavior when needed? Improving self-awareness and self-regulation involves first understanding how you naturally prefer to deal with people with conflict, communicate, decide, learn, teach, influence, drive results, etc. Then it requires understanding how the world sees you, rightly or wrongly, not how you see you. Personality is in the eye of the beholder, or more simply said, your impact says more about you than your intent. You need to adapt to the world, not expect the world to adapt to you. And last, self-awareness and self-regulation require the development of the insight and skills necessary to be versatile and flex your innate style away from your comfort zones in order to help you interact with others who may have a different style or life experience than you. Flex training allows companies to more effectively overcome unconscious bias in the workplace on a person-to-person and team-by-team basis. It starts with more traditional unconscious bias training to create awareness and challenge your beliefs by exposing the presence of unconscious automatic cognitive biases as it pertains to race, gender, ethnicity, and orientation, but then greatly enhances the likelihood of success by first raising self-awareness through uncovering, then confronting your innate places of comfort where you have a natural cognitive, affective, or behavioral bias, and then learning how your patterns help or frustrate you achieving your goals. As a result, you will discover your baseline comfort zones. These increases in self-awareness are followed up with skill gap identification, gaps that prevent you from better interactions with others at work. You'll develop the insights needed and uncover the growth opportunities required to modify your behavior when faced with interpersonal obstacles or challenges, either one-on-one or in a group. And last, you will acquire the flex skills necessary to manage your natural tendencies in favor of less comfortable behavioral responses that will increase the likelihood you achieve your goals. This training can have a big impact on self-confidence, interpersonal communications, and the effects of unconscious bias. Adding three-step flex training is more effective than delivering unconscious bias training alone, and can be done individually, as a team, or part of a larger workshop. And this program has broad impact well beyond addressing bias in the workplace. For example, these insights and skills are seminal leadership qualities and behaviors. Please contact us for pricing and more detailed information.